I understand your love for public speaking and I appreciate your passion for podcasting and content creation. What if you turn this your passion into making money? What I'm saying is, what if I teach you how to monetize your podcast? Yes, it is absolutely possible. I have done it for a handful of people and you cannot be an exclusion. In today's video, I'll be showing you 8 methods by which you can monetize your podcast. But I will need you to watch this video to the very end so that you don't miss out on any of the 8 methods that I'm showing you in this video. My name is Sean Olatunja. Let's get started. So before we go on quickly, if this is the video that you have been looking for, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, turn on my notification button so that when I drop my subsequent videos, you'll be daily notified. When should you consider monetizing your podcast? Is it when you have XYZ number of listeners or you have XYZ number of downloads? Is that when you should monetize your podcast? Remember, every method I'm going to show you will take time. Everything don't happen overnight unless you've had thousands of listeners somewhere that we're probably not aware of, and you're just going to overnight import them and then monetize them straight off. Everything takes time. And then let me go straight quickly into showing you 8 methods that I've put together in this video. And the first method of monetizing your podcast is by sponsorship. I know that you are aware of this, but I'm here to tell you that advertisers can pay you for talking about their products, for promoting their products on your podcast episodes. How do you find these people? How do you find sponsorship? There are 2 ways by which you can find sponsors for your podcast episode. The first one is you can send cold emails to brands, to companies. You will pitch your podcast to them. You will sell yourself to them. You let them know how your podcast can help their business. If possible, you put your statistics, the number of listeners, your reach, your downloads, your plays, your number of subscribers in it. Try to establish a relationship and try to personalize the email. Don't look like you want to get money off them. Look like you want to help them. And that is when you will see a positive feedback. And that's when you get a positive feedback. One mistake you don't want to make is sending one email and then you stop there. Think of it. It's like a man who is trying to ask a lady out. Because you asked the first one out and she gave you a no, does not mean you're going to stay single forever. You go on and on and on until you find that one that will give you yes. So what you don't want to do is to send one email to just one brand and you stop there. You have to reach out to as many as possible. My rule of thumb, I usually say, reach out to 50 and 50 of them would not give you no. Likewise, when I was job hunting some years back, I used this approach. I reached out to 50 employers. I did not even get to 50 employers before I got a yes. So my rule of thumb is 50. It might be stressful, but when you get the money, is worth it. So the second method under sponsorship is by going to a marketplace. This is where there are a community of podcasters and sponsors come to find them. So one thing you have to deal with here is a game of numbers. You are going head to head with other podcasters, and this is where the metrics matters, because you'll be going head to head with people with 10K listeners, 10K plays, 20K plays, 300,000 plays, 1 million downloads. They are all together on the marketplace. So if you eventually get one sponsor for your podcast, then there is a certain percentage of revenue that goes to the marketplace because your sponsors found you on that place. But I would suggest, as a beginner, just send cold emails. Go in emails, package yourself, reach out to brands, and then you will see good results. The second method of monetizing your podcast is affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is basically a model where you are paid a certain commission when you sell other people's products or services using your own referral code or a certain unique link. So the link belongs to you, the code belongs to you alone. It's not for everybody. So when you refer your audience to this, to purchase this product or services, you get a certain commission. For some companies, for some products, it could be 5%, some 10%, some 20%. And even on digital products, we have 50, as much as 15%. Take, for instance, you're getting an affiliate commission of $20 on one product by referring your audience. If you are able to direct 100 listeners to get that product, then you're getting $20 times 100. That's $2,000 for you just from your podcast. There are so many e-commerce websites and so many companies that offer affiliate marketing. Again, you have to reach out to them, discuss with them, and they give you your affiliate. If they've got affiliate marketing scheme, they give you your referral code, your unique code, and then you can mention it verbally in your podcast, and also you can put it in the description to your podcast. So one thing with affiliate marketing is, do not diminish your credibility by recommending products that you are not sure of or products that you've not experienced. People like to buy from certain people who have experience in what they are saying or doing. Do not, because of the commission or the money you want to make, recommend rubbish and random products to your listeners. By the time they get the product or service and it goes bad, your credibility comes down. You did not make the product, but you recommended them to it, so you are taking the responsibility. So another rule of thumb here is, we say that recommend products and services that you've used and you're satisfied with, or that you have wealth of experience in. And also, this is easily done when the product is related to your niche. In the first part where I said sponsorship, also you have to reach out to brands that are related to your niche, and this is what makes the collaboration easier. So the third method of monetizing your podcast is premium content. You can make premium content. If you are talking about certain things and you need them to pay to get the rest, you can create a premium content. It could be as low as $2, $1. Your audience would pay for it as long as they enjoy your content. They just want to finish it. And sometimes you can give them early access to your podcast. You can give them some premium content like access to community groups, access to group chats, access to mentorship, access to support, access to accountability mates, access to so many things. You can put this as a premium content, and your listeners can also subscribe for that. Remember, premium content is a powerful tool to also generate money from your podcast. So the fourth method I'm going to mention in today's video is digital course. You can create digital course and begin to sell them online as well by yourself. The other time it's affiliate marketing, you are being paid a commission to sell those digital courses and other products, but this time around you can create these courses by yourself. For example, you are a podcaster with much listeners, you've grown that big, you want to teach other people how to start podcasting. You can create a course on podcasting and offer it at a certain amount. You determine your own price. And the one thing is, you don't even have to grow that big before you begin to do this. Even right from the inception of your podcasting, you can begin to have a digital course related in your niche. For example, you're a content creator. You start your podcast talking about content creation. You can have a course that teaches content creation. Remember, you're at 10 listeners, 10 downloads. You might not make sales because of the low, but as you go on and on, your sales will increase. As you grow, as your listeners grow, also your sales will also grow. So you can sell digital courses on your podcast. So the fifth one is ebooks. You can sell ebooks of your podcast. You can do a transcription of your audio podcast into an ebook, and you can also sell it, especially when you have guest speakers who are knowledgeable in a certain topic. Mind you, you must have paid these speakers to come speak on your podcast. So how do you want to make the money back? What they've said on your podcast has automatically belonged to you. It is now your content. You now own it, and you can decide to do whatever you want with it. So you can transcribe this audio into text, make it into an ebook, and also sell it. Methods of monetizing your podcast. Number 6, consulting or coaching. For example, if your podcast is about relationship and love, you can offer private consultations, even on Zoom, on Microsoft Teams, on whatever video conferencing platform, where you can have a private consultations with your listeners and they get to pay you for that. Or you can also be a coach. For example, you talk about content creation and then you want to coach or mentor someone, they can also pay you for this, and you can do it. If you are a business analyst, people can pay you, they can come seek help from you. They tell you about what they're going through in their businesses, and you can counsel them, you can advise them, you can tell them what to do and what not to do, and you can still charge them for this. Number 7 is panel discussion or webinars. You can arrange panel discussions. Remember, I said the other time that you can pay people to come and speak on your podcast. How do you now want to make this money back? Last year, a friend of mine had a podcast and he brought about 5 A-list influencers. His podcast is always about digital marketing. So he brought these A-list influencers to come and discuss the prospect of digital marketing last year. And we were made to pay a decent amount of money to have access to this podcast, because we already know those who are coming. We already know their position in the industry. We want to hear them speak. We want to gain 1 or 2 things from them. We want to know what next to do. And that's why we paid for it. So you can also organize a paid panel discussion on your podcast, and you can still make your audience put their hands in their pocket and pay you for that. So the 8th one is merchandise, and the most common one is printing on merch. I have a friend whose podcast ranked number 1 in Nigeria, number 1 in Ghana, and number 4 in Africa at some point last year. When he started out on his podcast, some of his few listeners, of course, he started from his immediate friends and his girlfriend, and they started wearing merch of his podcast name on it. And before you know, when they're going on the street, they go to the store for shopping, they go all about with this merch. He has the name of his podcast printed boldly on it. People be like, oh, what's this about? I need to check it out. And that was how the podcast grow. Also, you can also have it printed on cups, on jotters, on souvenirs, on office calendars, and a lot of merchandise. And when people see it, they resonate with it, they go back home and they search for you, and then they want to listen to what you have to say. You get money from sales of these things, and then you still get them to come and listen to your podcast. So these are 8 methods by which you can monetize your podcast. What you want to do is left to you. If I were you, I would write this down and check which one is easily attainable for me. Everything here is attainable, but if you're a beginner, some might be easier to achieve, and then the rest might be when you have grown to a certain point. If you have gained 1 or 2 things from this video, please like this video, subscribe to this channel. If you've got questions for me, contributions, recommendations, or whatever, I will be with you in the comment section. And don't forget, be good if you can be good. If you can't be good for any reason, do not get caught. You'll see me again next week on your screen when I publish my next content. Bye.